follow the science, follow the science, follow the science.
Hello everybody. I want to dedicate this video to Dr. Judy Mikovits. She's one of the first people I've seen online through the alternative media who's come out and told us, mostly for me, she's educated me on what it is that they do in the lab, and a lot of the things that she said that the stuff that they do. For example, one of the things that I got curious about was when she mentioned yeast RNA or yeast DNA, yeast RNA. I was like, well, that's interesting. They use yeast RNA. And then she mentioned that they put the bacteria, whatever the cell cultures that they get, and they culture the cells, and then they put it in the fermenters with the yeast RNA, and basically they ferment the vaccine. So I did a little bit of research on what is yeast RNA. So I wanted to find out. I used DuckDuckGo because I use DuckDuckGo. I don't want anybody to see what I'm searching for, and it's a better source. So I've used some of the other search engines. I just don't want to use Google when I do this kind of stuff. But I've watched many hours of this woman on all the social media channels that she's been on, talking about Dr. Fauci, talking about what happened with AIDS, how vaccines are made, and let's look into the yeast RNA. So one of the first searches that I did was what is yeast RNA? So exactly right here, without getting complex about how this comes about, it says right here, preparation of yeast RNA. This unit provides two protocols for extraction of RNA from yeast that differ primarily in the method for lysing the yeast cells. The first protocol isolates RNA directly from intact yeast cells by extraction with hot acidic phenol. This yields RNA that is relatively free of contaminating DNA. Alright. So basically they use, just like in labs, to isolate particles of this or that and make things. Also, alchemy is just to extract the RNA part of a yeast. So I found some more pages, or another page. Again, they come out of PubMed. There's lots of scores here. They show you what happens. Obviously, these are the vials that they use to do the extraction, and lots of good stuff here if you want to read on about yeast RNA. So I was also wondering, can you buy this stuff online? And you can. So look, you can buy it on Amazon. Yeast RNA mini kits. You can buy yeast RNA. Let's see here. Let's go to images. So look at obviously they're even brewer's yeast RNA DNA off of eBay. There's all kinds of it for sale, and even from high quality labs. In vitro gen RNA, I've heard, I believe maybe the Dr. Judy talk about that, and so these are for sale. Here we go. RNA powder from brewer's yeast. So okay, international. So what have I gathered so far? What are they doing in these labs? So we know that they've extracted the RNA part of the yeast, and then they're going to need a live sample, live virus, live bacteria, also as a second part of the product that they're going to make a vaccine. So they're going to need a sample of the infection taken from a person, and then they take it in the lab. I guess they do some culturing. Excuse me. So they do some culturing, they put it in the petri dishes, and afterwards they go into the fermenters. Let's have a look at some of those. You can even buy the tester kits and make sure that perhaps the product you bought from somewhere else is pure. So you get tester kits. Here is another site called Bios. Basically, you can buy yeast RNA here for biolabs. I guess they produce high quality. They show you micro Torula yeast RNA. They have this one, acid, all kinds of different ones. All right, so here are the fermenters for sale. You can get them off of Alibaba. All kinds of labs from everywhere. Mostly looks like Alibaba will sell you one, that's for sure. Let's see what other companies have it available. Made in China, Alibaba again. Flute Light, look at this. This guy's got a garage full of vaccine fermenters. Steel vaccine production culture. Look at that. They all come from China. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, this one's really big. What is this reminds you of? What does this look like? Let me pull up some pictures. We see the same thing when they brew beer. This is a massive beverage beer brewing tank fermenter. That looks the same as this from Alibaba, nonetheless, but it's absolutely the same. Look, so this is what they're doing in the labs, right? They're taking, so how did it all start? Judy, basically, what do we know about the virus that came from China? What do we know about that virus? Is that China never sent a live sample of that virus over here, supposedly, and they sent just the code, the computer code or the genetic code of that virus over here, and then they went into the lab that we've already researched that they do with the yeast RNA, and then what else do they use? I forgot now. Where is it here? Aborted baby fetus. This is a video that I was watching earlier, and it tells us about the tells us about the whether there are or there isn't aborted human fetal cells inside the vaccines. I'm going to play it in a minute. It's only 3 minutes long, and we'll listen to this 5 whatever verify it's called. So let's see, they're going to verify it. Oh, what else do they use? I believe, where did I put it? Here, let's see here. Here we go. The green monkey kidney cells. They use this too. The reason is, I don't know why they chose this monkey over another monkey. I guess they have their reasons. But they use, and they need the kidneys. Nothing else but the kidneys. So, yeah. This is crazy stuff so far. Monkey, renal, proximal tubular. Anyway, so this is what they do. They take this poor animals' kidneys and extract the cells the same way as they do everything else, right? And what else do they use in here? By the way, before I forget, you know that slogan, follow the science. Follow the science. We've heard everybody say it so far. Politicians, the TV personalities, you name it. We hear it all the time. It's repetition on the 3-word slogan. And so I decided to follow the science. I said, okay, where do I follow the science? Do I get on the bandwagon to follow the science? Just as the, as the wagon's coming by, I hop on and forget about where the wagon started. I just hop on along the way and just go with it. No, I didn't do that. I didn't take the vaccine either. This is a good video. If you watch it, I recommend it. Okay, The End of Germ Theory by Spacebusters. Most likely going to upload it to my profile on BitChute, and it's really good if you want to start from day one and get a quick education of where all this philosophy and theory started, with actually injecting vaccines. Started where the science started injecting people with this stuff. So it was a great education. You can take some notes down, and this will arm you with knowledge. If you want to get into a conversation with anybody about vaccines and germs, or viruses and germs. So I'll leave the link below for this. I really watch it. So here we are with that video again. I want you to watch this. This way we have a foundation about whether there is or there isn't aborted baby fetal cells inside of these vaccines.
And dozens of 5 on Your Side viewers reached out to the 5 on Your Side. Verify team asking if it's true that Johnson & Johnson's vaccine contained aborted fetal cell lines. Let's verify it. Is it true aborted fetal cell lines were used to create the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine? Our sources: 2 experts from Johns Hopkins University, Dr. Amish Adalja, School of Public Health, and Dr. Bill Moss, Executive Director of the International Vaccine Access Center, plus Dr. Alex Lacasse, an infectious disease physician. The involvement of fetal cells starts with a quick history lesson. Fetal cells were taken from 2 aborted fetuses in 1973 and 1985. A researcher in the Netherlands obtained these cells and were unsure of the circumstances surrounding the abortions. Since then, those original cells have multiplied millions of times, creating what are called fetal cell lines.
Although they're an aborted fetus, they're really.
So basically, they've been cloning these cells since they took them. So they're clones and they keep using them. So there's a possibility, even though they're lying, that they're not using new aborted human baby fetus cells in the vaccines. They're still using these ones. And they haven't disclosed it because we don't know what's in them. So let's finish off with this guy over here, and let's go on.
Just this independent cell line that's been grown in laboratory for decades.
Scientists like to use fetal cell lines because they're still in development and will replicate rapidly outside the human body. This allows scientists to use the cells to rapidly grow virus. And Johnson & Johnson needed to grow a lot of virus to make its vaccine. The vaccine uses what's called an adenovirus, a benign common cold virus, to enter your cell. The genetically engineered adenovirus contains genetic instructions for your body to make the signature spike protein on SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. Your body then sees that spike protein and makes antibodies. So if you do get infected with the real COVID-19, ready to fight it. So
what I got out of this was autoimmune disorder, or autoimmune deficiency, everything that would come with telling your body first to make it and then getting your body to react to it. So it sends instructions to create the spike protein rather than giving it to you, which I still wouldn't take if it was done that way. Then after your body makes it, and it's your own genetic code, you get your own genes to turn on you. That's what I understood out of this. So no thank you. Conspiracy theory. I'm following the science. Did you hear what she said? I'm actually a little bit upset now because it's maybe the second time, and I never gave it I wasn't paying full attention. Let's listen to the rest of this.
Are the fetal cell lines used to grow the adenovirus in the vaccine vial that goes into your arm? The experts say they are rigorously filtered out.
Once the virus particles are made from those cells, there are processes of filtration to try and purify what's going to be in the vial. So it's unlikely that there are going to be any cell remnants that pass through that filtering process, that purification process.
So we can verify this is true. Aborted fetal cell lines were used to manufacture and develop the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine.
So there we go. They verified it. MSNBC. So it is in there. And they're using them. These are the clones of those original 2 aborted babies. If that's the truth, I don't think so. They just lying to us, telling us that they no longer use it, but they're using that old stuff. Okay, good lie. Another thing that I was looking at. Oh, by the way, Wuhan. I'm not sure if I mentioned it already. So, what we know now is that you need a live sample, a real virus or a bacteria to take into the lab with you. So they gave the genetic code to Fauci, and then they went into the lab to do what? How do you do this even if you had the computerized genetic code part of this virus, and they built the rest of it, and then now they go into fermenting the stuff into a laboratory. We saw the fermenters, right? These fermenters over here. This is crazy. So they went in there without an actual live sample, did all this stuff, and what did they make? They took a spike protein, and then okay. So now we know that these people are out of their minds, okay, what they're doing, and they're putting stuff in humans and in animals. None of this stuff should be done to us. None of this. This is crazy. The fact that you can buy these fermenters, you can make one at home, no? In China, I bet you there's all kinds of these laboratories if you can buy this shit outright. So yeah, Wuhan alone, are you kidding me? They're probably all over the place. So these things are everywhere, and they're easy to buy. Maybe Hunter Biden, this is how he got into business with the Ukraine. He bought a few of these, got some scientists to go over there, made some deals, and they're producing biological crap. And just anyway, so okay, here's the conclusion of where I wanted to go with this. There's some other things I left out, But I think that's the gist of it. So we know they didn't have a life sample. We know what they do here. Well, they pretty much, instead of fermenting wine or beer, making something of pleasure, like alcohol. Anyway, that's a joke. These people are doing biological stuff with homemade kits or with stuff like this that usually you can use to make alcohol with. So where am I going? So in my opinion, this shit has been going on forever. How did they have it in the old days? In the old days, they had it in the warlock potions. A warlock. They made potions that killed. Who else made these things? Witches. And we have all the stories of these freaks of those days. What did they put in those vats and those cauldrons? Baby parts, bats, you name it. There's stories are out there of their potions and everything. Don't take a witch's brew or a warlock's brew, because it'll either kill you or turn you into a goddamn zombie, right? So this is what we're looking at modern day. They changed their disguises or their the way they look. Warlock. I guess that's how you there we go. That's what they look like. They're evil. So they would be considered the black hats of today. They're in charge. They're the ones in control. They're very powerful. They give us the potions. They put all their potions in our fast food, in our drinks, in our beer, in our everything. We eat it in our candy, artificial flavors, artificial colors, all this stuff. Witches brew, warlocks potions, and yeah. What else is there in contrast nowadays? Well, there's white witches. And they're supposed to be good. White witches, they do good things for humanity. They have medicines, herbs that heal instead of hurting you. They do good. Then there's the white hats of today. So the opposite of a warlock would be a wizard. And they also practice good stuff. They do good things. They good spells. And they like peace. And we have the white hats today that are trying to do that for us right now. You can be a white hat. Learn. Get out to the world. I'm doing my best. And obviously we have the white wizards of the past again, and white hats. Whoops. Let's have a look at one of those guys. I'm having a little bit of fun with you all. But yeah, I think we need to call them to their game. Again, there's one little bitty last thing I prepared. I'll put it at the beginning of the video, but I wanted to show it again, I guess. It's going to be again. And it will be this.
Follow the science. Follow the science. Follow the science.
Take care. Here's another stooge, right? Okay, take care. Follow the science. Don't forget, start at day 1. Check out that video. It might be on my site, or after this video, I'll put it as a link below. Bye-bye.